Hey y'all, I'm Paula Deen. Today's show, we're going nuts with all kind of nuts. First, I'm gonna be whipping together a tangy cranberry salad with just the right touch of pecans. And then after that, I'm gonna be preparing a perfectly crusted pecan-coated fish with a remoulade sauce that's sure to bring everybody back for seconds. And last but not least, y'all, is my fudgy Scotch Ring. It's just covered with gooey sweetness. So y'all grab a handful of your favorite nuts and join me in the kitchen, because today we are going nuts. Recipes that have nuts in them. The first recipe that I'm going to be making today is a Jello salad. And I'm starting with a cup of boiling water. I've got a 4-ounce can of crushed pineapple that I have drained, and I'm going to add the pineapple juice to the water. And in a separate bowl, I've got a half a cup of water that I'm going to add black cherry gelatin to. And we're going to dissolve that. All right, and our water and our pineapple juice is boiling. So we're gonna add that to the gelatin, and now I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna let it chill until it just begins to set. We don't want it to get hard though, because we're gonna add our pineapple, our dried cranberry, and some more sugar, and naturally nuts. All right, that's completely dissolved now, and I've got one in here ready and waiting on us. And you can see how it's just starting to set up. And to this, we're gonna add a half a cup of sugar, our pineapple, and I'm using a dried cranberry. Now, the recipe calls for fresh cranberries, but you know, we can't get those just any time of year, so the dried works nicely. And then last but not least, our nuts. And I'm using pecans. Now, you could use macadamia nuts, would be wonderful, along with a pineapple. So you can use any kind you want to. All right, now I'm just gonna pour this into our mold. If you've got one of those pretty little dainty molds, you can put it in that, but I'm just gonna use this bowl that I had up in the cabinet. All right, now I'm gonna stick this in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna let it sit until it's set. And you know I have one ready. Now I'm gonna just sit this bowl in some hot water. You'll wanna be careful that you don't let the hot water come into your gelatin. And then I'm gonna take my knife and just run around the edge just to make sure that our gelatin slips right out for us. All right. All right, now I'm just gonna invert our plate, and hopefully it's gonna slip right out. And I think I just heard like a sound. Let's see if I did or not. Oh, I did hear it. Doesn't this look good? But it's not quite finished yet. I want to show you what I like to serve with this salad. Nobody eats parsley, but it's just not complete without something green. Now, in the two bowls, I have sour cream in this one, and I have whipping cream in this one. If you like a savory salad, I like to use sour cream. If you want your salad to serve almost as a dessert, then you'd want to use the sweetened whipped cream. And I'm kind of a savory girl, so I'm just gonna put a dollop of sour cream on the top of mine. And just a little parsley to add some pizzazz to it. But see how pretty that is, how very simple and pretty? And it's just full of those nuts that I just love. Look how good that looks. You can see the pineapple and all those pecans and the tartness of the sour cream. I just love it. I've got to take a quick break. And coming up next, I'm gonna do a pecan crusted fish with a wonderful remoulade sauce, so y'all don't go anywhere. I want y'all to be here with me today and go nuts with me. So I'll see y'all back in a minute. I'm glad to see y'all back with me. And just in case you've just tuned in, it's official, y'all. Today I'm going nuts. All of our recipes are about nuts. And I'm fixing to fix a wonderful red snapper filet that's just encrusted with ground up pecans. And I've started by spraying my pan because I don't want my fish to stick. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of olive oil. Not a whole bunch. And you can use any kind of fish that you like, any kind of white fish. And first I'm just gonna season up our fillets. And I wanna make sure I get both sides, because to me, fish is one of those foods that if you don't get it seasoned, it just comes out really, really bland if you're not careful. All right. Now, I've got a stick of melted butter that I'm gonna put in this dish. And I've got my ground pecans that's going in this dish. And you can see I ground them up pretty nicely, almost like a crumb. Now we're just gonna take our fish and run it through the butter and then into the nuts. All right, and I'm just gonna put that one to the side and come in here and do the same thing with the next piece. All right, we're gonna put that in our pan. And those fillets are so nice and big. And while that's browning, I'm gonna move down here and I'm gonna start our remoulade sauce. Now we're gonna start with a good quality mayonnaise. And this is one of those recipes that you just put in the food processor and just dump. So we've got mayonnaise, we've got fresh parsley, we've got some chopped green onions, we've got a clove of garlic, we've got about 1/4 cup of capers. I'm going to use a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. And look at my pretty fish measuring spoons, y'all. Aren't they pretty? And then I've got about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. And then a little lemon juice. I didn't get you, did I? I saw that lemon juice squirt. All right, and it was just that easy. I hope these nuts hadn't burned on this fish, y'all, while I've been down there making that remoulade. And you'll want to tilt your pan so you won't splatter yourself. Looks pretty good, y'all. All right, now I'm gonna cut this off and I'm gonna put it in our oven at 350 for just a few minutes. Watch it, Harry, don't let me burn you. Okay, our remoulade sauce is ready. Our fish is just about ready. So I'm just gonna, whoops, transfer this to our bowl. This sauce is so good, y'all. It's real tart. Almost tastes like it has horseradish in it, but you saw me make it, and we know it doesn't. I'm gonna prep us a lemon. All right, now let's check on our fish. It's sizzling and it smells real, real good. All right, let's see. I'm gonna gently try to remove it. Uh-oh, I need a double wide spatula, don't I? No, it's not overcooked. It looks perfect. I can smell the toastiness of the pecans. I'm gonna put a dollop of the sauce on there. And it looks just delicious, doesn't it? And I see a little piece up underneath there that I can pull out. Love the taste of that lemon juice. So good, y'all. When we come back, y'all, we've got to have something sweet to go with these other dishes, and it's gonna be a fudgy Scotch ring. So I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'm just let your imagination run wild, and I'll see you back here in a few minutes. Today's show is all about nuts. I've just gone completely slap-kadab nuts. First, I started out with nuts in my salad, and then I put nuts all over my fish. Well, we can't quit today until we put nuts into chocolate. And we're gonna start by making us a double boiler, and we're gonna add a cup of butterscotch chips, a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and 1 can of condensed sweetened milk. Looks good already, and y'all not gonna believe this, but this recipe is a diet recipe. Doesn't have 1 speck of butter in it. So we're just gonna mix that up until it's melted. While that's melting, I'm gonna come on over here. I have lined our pie pan with some tin foil, and now I'm gonna come in here. As I told you, this is called a fudgy Scotch ring. So this is how we're gonna make our ring. I'm gonna start by taking our walnut halves and making a ring around our pie plate. And you know, just like any recipe, if you don't like walnuts, you can use another kind of nut. It really doesn't matter. This is one of those recipes that I love to make at Christmas. In fact, this recipe has been around my house for a long, long time. This is one of those delicious, easy, simple recipes. And bring the bowl over here, and I'm gonna add 1 cup of chopped walnuts to the melted chocolate and about a teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. And I'm gonna stir this together. And now I'm gonna place this in the refrigerator and I'm gonna let it chill for about an hour, because you can see at this consistency, if I tried to make that into a ring, I couldn't do it because it's too soft and too melty, although it looks quite delicious just like that. All right, ooh, and this bowl is hot. So let's put this in the refrigerator. And I've got one that's been in here for about an hour now. And I'm just gonna kind of stir it up. You can see it's gotten a lot thicker. Now all we're gonna do is drop our chocolate onto our walnuts. And when I get all this chocolate distributed, then I'm gonna work it all into a nice ring. Now we're just gonna put them on this side. Doesn't that look yummy? Look how shiny and pretty that chocolate is. And I think that this is almost set enough. Now normally we would put this in the refrigerator and let it sit. But I'm gonna see if I can't make it work right now. Because I don't know about y'all, but I love soft chocolate. In fact, I'll buy a candy bar and I'll sit it up on the dash of my car in the sun so it can kind of melt, because I just love them that way. And this one's definitely soft. Doesn't that look yummy? Red cherries will be beautiful in there. Like I said, at Christmas time, this would be beautiful, made out of white chocolate. And you could put you a greenery or a bow there so it would really look like a wreath. Look at that, it looks like the richest fudge. Doesn't that look sinful? I believe the word is. Mmm. Mmm. It's just scrumptious. I'm gonna finish eating my chocolate, and then when I get done and y'all come back, I'm gonna share some more nutty ideas with you. So I'll see y'all back in a minute. Okay, for today's tip, I want to share with you a little bit of an unexpected way to go nuts. We're going to quickly put together an easy peanut butter bread. I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. A little bit bigger pinch. Gonna stir this together. We're gonna add, hey Gertie, we're gonna add 1/2 cup of peanut butter. And that's where the nuts come in for this recipe. Did you hear me say peanut butter? Say Gertie. All right, and I'm gonna add to this 1.5 cups of milk. Just that simple. Just blend this until it's smooth. Put it in a greased loaf pan and bake until done. In fact, I have one that's already ready and it's kind of cooled. And there's nothing better than a fresh jam served along with your peanut butter bread. It tastes like you're eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And you know how those kids love that. Yeah, Gertie's trying to talk to me and tell me that she loves them too. I think you'll love this tip. Mmm, Gertie. Oh my goodness. I want to thank y'all so much today for spending a little time with me and just kind of going nuts with me. I think you'll really like these nutty recipes. That red snapper that's just encrusted with all those crushed pecans and the remoulade sauce and the cranberry nutty salad is so good. And of course this fudgy Scotch ring. What can I say about it? It's over the top. Rich and creamy and nutty. And of course the peanut butter bread. Now, if you really want to take this over the top, take a slice, butter it on both sides, brown it off in a skillet, and top it with your homemade jam. And it's out of this world. Until next time, y'all, I send you love and best dishes from my kitchen to yours.